That was classic comedy, was it? That was
Yeah,
classic comedy.
PP because there's two P's.
PP because there's two P's. Yeah, all right, fine.
Oh, come on.
Come on.
Using up all my best fucking material, yeah?
Sorry, I already started recording. How you doing, Flubbo?
Yeah, I'm all right. Not too bad. How are you?
I'm all right. Okay. Oh, my tea's gonna got cold and all the time faffing about.
Oh, shite. Just chuck it in the microwave. Heat it back up.
Yeah, but we've just started. I'm not getting up to
Just
fucking microwave a brew.
Just drink it cold.
Oh, no, it's at very drinkable temperature, just like slightly colder than I would have liked it.
Oh, you'll be right.
Oh, Jesus. Warm now.
Too hot.
Too hot in my shark slippers.
Baby shark.
Shut the fuck up, Keith.
You're telling me to shut up? I've had that stuck in my head since I've got here. I feel like killing myself.
Do it. I'm
No.
going to do it live on cam.
No, Jesus Christ.
Let's pan my camera up. Oh, no, that's... Nope, oh, nope. Hiya.
Hey,
Don't I
Hey
look
there.
nice in my nice little hat?
lovely. You look like you could be a part of Mad Max.
That's a stretch, that one, I think.
I don't really know much about Mad Max.
You really don't?
No,
No.
I'm just going, Mad Max, Wasteland. You look like a waste man.
Well, you look like a... I'm distracted by myself. Oh.
Jesus Christ.
Oh.
I thought the cameras were a good idea, but obviously,
No,
I
big
didn't
mistake,
realise.
mate. Big mistake.
Obviously, didn't realise how vain you were.
Apparently, I am. Like, I bought a mirror, and like, it's all been downhill from there.
Just Becca walking through, going, Callum, you were supposed to be at work 3 hours ago. You're not going in. Nah, just too busy looking at myself.
Yeah, I'm just gonna stare at myself and enjoy the view.
Jesus Christ, what the bloody hell are you doing?
I'm just faffing about with.
Stop
Is it
faffing.
all right now? Is it all right? I think we're good. Yeah, we're good. We're fine. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up and podcast.
Juxtapals slogan, shut up and podcast.
Oh my god! Like the text doesn't even fit on the thing that I put. The button. Christ! I'm fixing that.
Jesus.
Let's just scale that down. There we go. There, sorted.
Oh, that's
Fixed it.
lovely.
Oh, it looks
Yeah.
nice and bunny now.
Nice and bonny. Lovely.
Oh, aren't we smart?
I just sit here and make shit puns.
Yeah, I have to do all this.
And I edit it.
You do not. You have never edited you have stitched two things together, and that is the extent of what you have done.
No, I'm not having it. I'm not having it. You know for a fact that we had a podcast that came out a couple of weeks ago where I fell off the settee and I edited that thing.
Did you actually?
I did actually edit that out. I'm like, I'm fucking editing this out just so I can say I edit shit. So yeah, I'm an editor now.
Christ. Yeah, you're an editor now. All right.
I edited that out. So yeah, it's all fun and games until it's not.
Yeah. Yeah, all right. So I have to deal with all this. You edit it. That's a fair 50-50 split.
Yeah.
All right, fine. That's fine.
I can come up and set up next week. It's fine.
I don't think you could. Honestly, I don't think you could. I think it would take you 2 hours to try and get to like this level of where we are. Not because I think you're an idiot, but because it's that much of a faff.
And I'm a fucking idiot. I'm like, what's that other one that we use again, Playboy?
There's it's a fucking string of wank now. It's 2 microphones going into an external sound card that go towards my PC. Plus, you've got to set up the goddamn secondary webcam that's plugged into a drawer in my coffee table. They go into an external sound card that's going over to my PC. Then we've got those 2 microphones going into voice meter, which just takes 2 microphone inputs and jams it as a 1 output. That's going through to OBS now that I've got to deal with. I've got to design all this bollocks, and it's not that great. It just exists. I've got to deal with that. And then, actually, I put voice meter through RTX voice, so it removes any background noise, like finger clicks, so that doesn't come through on the recording. And then I've got to stream OBS. I've got to save the video file that comes through OBS. So that's two separate things. There's the stream and there's the recording. Then I've got to upload that to Anchor for you to cut out you looking like a fucking moron.
Yeah, pretty much. Look, I'm the face of this.
We're both the face of it.
I'm the looks of this. I'm the looking
Do
one.
you like sitting there just having to look at yourself in the mirror?
Yeah. I get to look at myself in the TV and the mirror.
Yeah, smart that.
Yeah, I've even had a haircut and everything.
Yeah, you have done.
Yeah.
I had a haircut a little while ago, but my hair's just constantly a mess.
But yeah, if you want me to take over any of the other responsibilities, I'm more than
No, I'm
happy.
quite all right.
One day we'll have a studio and it'll all be easier.
Yeah,
Hopefully.
we'll have a little gremlin to do all this.
Oh god, that's the dream.
Ooh,
If we ever actually do get like a person to do this, can we actually call him Gremlin?
Yeah, Gremo.
Gremo. Oi, Gremo.
Gremo the plebo.
Captain Plebo. Come on. There's only one Plebo. And
It's you.
No, it's you. Well, it's
I
us.
should call this podcast Plebos Anonymous.
Hello, my name.
What did you do that was stupid this week? You watched UFC until 3 a.m. and missed going to work.
Yeah. I feel like that's just every week though. There's something happens and I'm like, oh, for fuck's sake, why did I do that? I feel like if life's too easy, then it's too boring.
Yeah, okay. Alright, yeah.
If it's easy, that means that there's nothing happening. And if there's nothing happening, then it's boring.
Yeah, let's go with that.
And plus I work with fucking idiots.
Yeah.
So it's easy to do one or two stupid things a week and not look like an absolute twat. Because
It's when you're Eddie and you're doing a whole life of fucking up.
when you're working with twats, you know.
Monkey see, monkey do.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. I suppose out with me and my two brothers, someone's got to be the black sheep of the family.
Yeah.
It might as well be me.
You're the youngest.
I am, yeah.
Idiot.
That means that I get away with everything.
Yeah. But not having a party on New Year's and getting kicked out by your mum.
Yeah, let's not talk about that.
Alright, so that's to be saved for a very special podcast.
Maybe, yeah. We'll do one for New Year. Like,
Yeah, we'll do a special New Year's.
We missed it for this year. We'll do it for next year.
Yeah, we'll get Falder to rock up at your mum's house again.
Just smoke weed in the front garden.
Yeah.
Not that he was smoking weed in the first place, because that would be illegal.
Yes.
Yes.
He was smoking just a regular cigarette that smelled funny.
Just that funny tobacco.
Yeah. Unbelief, that one. Yeah.
Unbelief, yeah. That really damp one. Jesus. So, I've started following a guy on TikTok.
I'm glad you finished that sentence. Just started following a fella.
Just started following
Looked interesting, thought I'd go on with it.
Yeah, I just started following Eddie around, seeing all the stupid shit that he gets up to.
It's an evening.
It's a night out, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just some of the videos that I've got of Eddie on nights out are ridiculous. The fact that you know when Eddie's had enough, because he'll stand there and start wobbling, and he'll start doing this. I'm like, first time I did it, I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? He's like, oh, fucking. I'm like, are you alright? What the fucking hell are you doing? And I've spoken to him about it since, and he calls it he calls it recharge because it recharges his battery so he doesn't need to sleep. That's what he's named it, recharge. Just him going like that.
That's Eddie's just a specimen.
He's the biggest plebo I've ever met.
He's a being of just existence. That's all he does is exist.
He's just pure plebo.
Oh, tea. Oh, I've not had a cup of tea in like a week or two. Oh.
I don't drink that much tea. I drink a lot of coffee now. I've got a coffee machine.
I go through phases where I'll just like drink nothing but tea for like a couple of weeks. Like I'll drink Diet Coke and whatever as well, but in between it's just constant cups of tea. It was lockdown 1. I got really into like we do D&D on a Monday, and then after we finished D&D, I'd hop on Minecraft with John, and we'd play Minecraft until like 6 in the morning. And I've got this big mug. It's a big mug. It's a big mug. It is twice the size of a regular mug. People say, "Oh, why do you use 2 tea bags in your mug?" Because it's a big mug. It's a big mug. So I'd do this and a vacuum flasky thing. So I'd have like 3 cups worth of tea, and I'd sit down, and that'd get me through till like 6 in the morning. And I just went through phases of like just drinking nothing but tea for like 2 months. And but now I'm back on the fucking Red Bull like an idiot.
Fair enough. I really drink tea when I'm at my dad's house or something. Just go in and make myself a cup of tea.
I've got a fair few tea bags. I've got my Twinings every day. Oh no, I don't have every day. I've got Earl Grey and I've got strong English breakfast. We've got some of Twinings number 22, which is a dark caramel, which is rather pleasant.
Yeah,
it's a fruity kind of caramel. It's really nice. They're good. I've got my chamomile, and I also have some vanilla chai. The first one I had was really strong and intense and like super super flavorful.
Yeah,
and everyone since has just been a bit weak.
Okay.
Like yeah, it's still very nice. It just because of the cardamom. Oh, I've ripped me. Oh no, I haven't. I'm alright. Ignore me. I'm ripping me. Slipper. Because the cardamom, it tastes kind of like rice.
Okay.
Like rice water. Like some of the other ones I got, it just tastes like rice water.
Okay.
But like almost in a good way. Like at first tried it, I was like, oh, this is really, really nice. Oh shit, it just tastes like rice. Like really nice, like Middle Eastern rice. But, you know, a drink.
Not that Middle Western nice.
Middle Western is like Wisconsin.
Does it
or
not make
Birmingham.
Does it not make rice in Birmingham?
No, they probably do.
What's a life going to talking about Brummies making rice?
They don't know what a butter pie is, so we've got to eat something.
Well, they're not from the north.
No, that's where the south starts. You hit Birmingham, like the top of Birmingham, that's where the south begins.
I've never actually been into Birmingham, but I've drove past Birmingham enough times to know that I never actually want to go to Birmingham.
I think I've been through it, but...
Yeah, you go through it down, when you're going down south. You tend to go through it on the motorway. And it just looks like grey. Just picture Preston bus station before it got painted.
Has it been painted?
Yeah, it's like a whitey colour now, like a beige. But the whole of Birmingham just looks like concrete. It's grim. Everything's grey. It just looks disgusting.
Yeah, no, the 70s built city.
Yeah, very grey and grim. But yeah, I was saying that I started following a guy on TikTok a while back.
Yeah, and I took the piss out of you for following a man. Just go for it.
Yeah.
We went on an Eddie sidetrack again.
I feel like that happens
every time. Every single goddamn time. We'll be back on him in 5 minutes.
Yeah, that's fine. And that's kind of just where I get all my SpaceX news, just through this guy on TikTok. It's called Nas Summit or other. I'll have to. What's it called? NASQ. He's called.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, he's like purposely moved to, I think it's Texas, where SpaceX is, and just like does loads of videos of like the SpaceX and like science startups and stuff.
That's cool.
It's really cool. So he posts a lot about like science startups and stuff.
Yeah.
And also it's like he was the one that told that I found out through Neuralink that they got two chimps to play bloody ping pong, the video game ping pong or whatever it is.
Yeah.
I was like, that is ridiculous.
Yeah, no, I agree.
But I was supposed to go test it on something.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I'm fully in for transhumanism. Just lop my leg off, give me a robot one, I don't care.
Just all your limbs?
I'd rather have my right hand normal.
Why?
Because I like my right hand.
Okay.
My right hand, like the dexterity required for like some knife stuff, you've just got to be on the ball with it, and I wouldn't trust a robot one quite yet.
Oh, knife stuff.
Yeah, but I would trust my left hand. Like, if you give me a robot arm that can't feel heat, and I can just reach in the oven and grab stuff, winner, winner. If I can just like shove my arm on the hob for like 10 minutes and then give you a high five and melt your fucking hand off, that's the dream.
I am robot style. Okay, fair enough.
Yeah,
What about get rid of your legs?
Hey, give me a peg leg. I wouldn't give a shit. Just take a leg and give me a big one. Okay.
I've always said that if I ever had like my left leg chopped off, then that's Halloween sorted for the rest of my life.
Oh, yeah, so
Because you just get like a wooden leg and just go as a pirate every year.
I go as a pirate every year. I wish I could live on a boat, traveling the seas, drinking constantly. It's the dream. It's the literal dream. That or a food truck. Like,
Either or.
either or, honestly, yeah.
Well, you never know if the podcast kicks off and we get a bit of money.
Yeah, spend it's like nigh on 100 grand to get a pirate ship.
And then we've got to obviously hire the people to
Yeah, you've got to
do
man
the
it,
things.
you know. It's a whole faff right there, isn't it?
Yeah. Assassin's Creed Black Flag it. Yeah. God, that'd be amazing. Especially if you got enough money that you didn't realistically have to do anything on the boat.
Mm. Now I'm just going to be sad that I can't live on a boat. Shut up.
Well, keep doing the podcast. Hopefully it'll kick off at some point. And we can live like pirates.
When
for
you
a year.
finally get a PC, you can play Sea of Thieves together.
We can. Or you could get a PlayStation.
It's not on PlayStation, it's Xbox exclusive.
I'm fairly certain that I've got it on PlayStation. I'll have to have a look where I get it on.
Yeah,
Well, I've got an Xbox as well. So it don't really matter.
we can play then. Yeah, if you get it on, you can get it on Game Pass. If you get Game Pass, it's free. I've got Game Pass on thingy. We can play Sea of Thieves sometime.
Yeah. Just let me know.
Get me. I should have sat at my desk. I like my desk. Happy with my little desk.
Your little desky
Little
desk.
desky desk.
Yeah. So, how's your week been anyway? You've been working again, haven't you?
It was very quiet on Thursday. Thursday did 5 pizzas. That was it all day.
Yeah.
Oh no, I think it got up to like 7. Like last minute, we did some right at the end of the day. Friday picked up a little bit. We did like twice that. We did 20 something, and then Saturday we did like 52, I think.
Okay.
So like not the best, but it's fine.
Yeah. So do they send out ale as well?
Yeah, they do.
Okay, that's not too
So another benefit of working there is I was sticking around because the boss's wife was popping down to pick food up. So like I cleaned down pretty much all the way that I could, and it left like half an hour's work, an hour's work. So they kept giving me booze to like apologise to the fact she hadn't turned up. So I had like 5 pints because they were cleaning the lines out. Because the way pulling a beer works is you've got the tap, then you've got the line that goes to the beer keg.
Mm-hmm.
If you're having to clean the line out, there's a pint and a half in the line
Okay.
before it gets to you. So you take it off of the keg, you put it onto water. That pint and a half is just going to get choked, so you might as well drink it. And then the water comes through, and then you rinse the water through, you put line cleaner on, and then you put water through again, and then it's clean, ready for the next barrel. But there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pumps there. That's a fair few pints.
It is.
And some of the stuff we didn't have much left of, so it was just like, I might as well just drink it.
Yeah. done it a few times where, like at my mum's house, where we've had like proper house parties and stuff. One of her friends actually has like a proper pump and stuff.
Oh, fancy.
So we go to the Three B's brewery, which is like literally 2 minute drive up the road, and we just get like a 75, 80 pint keg from there. As they do like real ale and stuff. We always tend to get it's called Bee Blonde, and it's nice.
It's quite like we've got a stout on at the minute called Morpheus.
Yeah.
It is jet black and 8%.
Jesus Christ.
It is very nice.
Yeah. I think the last time I came to you, I had that late for work, and that were like 6%. I had 2 pints of that, and I was staggering on.
Yeah, I realised like last night that my alcohol tolerance isn't what it used to be. Because I've not been drinking. Like, I drink every now and again, and it is every now and
I
again.
think you've probably drunk with me more this year, or in the last 3 months, than you have the previous like three, 4 years.
Yeah.
Just keep bringing like whiskey, and like, come on, we'll have a couple of drinks.
Yeah, like I'd go to, because there's like one group of friends that have house parties, and it's birthdays and special occasions, so it's like 3, 4, 5 times a year at most. There'll be a party at theirs.
Yeah,
and we'll go to that, and then we'd go out every now and again, just because we like to meet people. Maybe we'll go out like 3 or 4, at most 10 times a year. But that is a real push, and that's maybe like a couple of weeks back to back because we had a good time.
Okay.
But like we very rarely just go to the pub. Like, we won't do it. The only time we ever went to the pub is when I finished work early. I was like, oh, do you want to meet me here? We'll have a couple of pints. And then we'd have some at the Eldon, because it's 3 doors away from my house. Have a few drinks there. Yeah.
Is that closed down now?
I don't think it's closed down.
Okay, I was just wondering.
I hope it reopens. Yeah. It's a bit annoying at like 1 in the morning when they're kicking people out and they're a bit loud, but I'm normally awake at that time anyway, so it doesn't really bother me.
Yeah. Oh, that's not too bad. It's just a shame that Thingy shut down. Plungy Hotel.
Yep, it was annoying. I lost my job. So, of course I wasn't happy.
Yeah, because it was decent though as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, the big garden. That'll reopen. Someone will take that on.
Yeah.
It will reopen. It won't be the same, but someone will take it on.
Yeah, they just need to put like loads and loads of benches outside. Well, I suppose they did that, because when I came for my birthday, I met one of the lads from work. There were loads of benches and stuff.
Yeah, they put
benches on the ground.
like 30 odd benches at the back, all spaced far enough apart.
Yeah, I suppose they could get more benches out there.
Oh yeah.
Once the lockdown ends. The amount of rumours that I'm hearing about like the lockdown and stuff is ridiculous.
Oh yeah, you can't listen to anyone.
Some people are like, oh yeah, it's going to close down, and it's going to stop in this month or that month, or June, August, April, fucking all sorts of months. Yeah, webcam crashed.
Mine?
No, mine.
Oh, yours. Maybe it has. Give me a minute. I'll have a fiddle.
We've crashed. We've done a crash.
Well, I've not crashed. I'm perfectly fine. It's just you.
Jesus Christ, between us, your mic doesn't work, my fucking webcam doesn't work.
My mic's fine. Wind your neck in.
No, wind your neck in.
There we go. It's, properties.
Yeah.
Let's just deactivate and activate. There we go.
There we
That
go,
better. You're happy now.
I'm happy. Yeah, I think that's been down for a while, to be honest.
Yeah, who knows?
Who cares? Not us.
It's fine. It's fine.
I just keep getting texts through because it's obviously the family quiz tonight.
Oh.
And I'm not doing it.
You're not doing it?
I'm doing it. I'm not doing it. I'm here. I'm doing it,
Oh.
doing the podcast instead. I never get anywhere close to being first anyway.
Nah, there's no point.
But I'm never realistically going to get anywhere near close to first for me two brothers answering questions.
The smart ones.
Yeah.
They got the brains and you got the...
Wrong.
Yeah.
Literally, that was like part of the like a speech when my dad got remarried. It was like my oldest brother, like, hey, I'm Ben, and I'm the clever one. My middle brother, like, hey, I'm Ryan, I'm the favourite. I'm like, hello, I am Kieran, I am the strong one.
Got strength. Strength in those legs.
Strength in those legs. Yeah. So, both of them were really intelligent. And it's always them that are, like, first and second. Even to the point where, like, my cousin went to Cambridge and she never gets anywhere close to me, but it's ridiculous. Her and a fella do it like every week and never got close to me brothers, and both of them went to Cambridge.
Where did you go? Blackburn
College.
Blackburn College. Right?
Well, my brothers, one went to Manchester Uni and the other went to Edgehill. But my oldest brother is just ridiculous. He just reads non-stop.
Nerd.
He's a bit of a nerd. But he's on a lot of money, so it's paid off for him.
Yeah, sure. I get paid fucking nothing.
Yeah, I think we're on a similar wage, aren't we? But
yeah, I'm a little less than you, but I do a lot less hours.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, currently they're thinking of stopping doing Thursdays because we're doing like fuck all on a Thursday. Like, essentially, we need to sell 25 pizzas a night to cover the costs of being open.
Yeah.
And we're doing nowhere near that on a Thursday. But reasonably on Saturday and Sunday we can do that. On a Friday and Saturday we can do that fairly easily. It's not that bad. So it's essentially just adding a whole day's wages to have to be made up for on Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah.
On a Friday and Saturday. So they're thinking of scrapping it, but it will make zero change to how much I've been paid because the amount of hours I'm doing is enough to earn the exact amount I was earning on furlough.
Okay.
So it makes no difference if they're open on Thursday to me.
No, fair enough.
It'd just be an extra day off. And it means I could work my other job, but because I was really annoyed, I got a text at like 10 in the morning on last Thursday, just saying, "Oh, do you want to shift here?" And I was like, "No, I've got my other job. I only work 3 days here, and it's the same 3 days. It's the same hours that you're open, so no."
Fair enough. Fair enough. Oh, I can't wake up. I've had like 3 coffees today. It's done me in.
You're not going to sleep though.
Oh no, I'm not.
No,
Totally not. I'm
I've
gonna
had 3 coffees.
Yeah, but now I feel like sleeping, and I won't do.
I'm pretty tired. Had a bit of a drink last night.
Ooh.
Because like at work, had a drink at work, and then came home, had a bit of wine, and that was it.
Yeah.
But yeah, went to bed, had a decent night's sleep, and I've just been tired all day. Did a draw on my new tablet.
Yeah, you showed me. They were good though.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Coming from someone that would, well, I struggle to draw fucking stick, man.
Yeah, no, I'm not. I do pixel art because I get it. It looks right or it looks wrong. Especially if it's on a really small scale.
Yeah.
If you're drawing Mario, you know if you've drawn it wrong. 100% it's right or it's wrong. And then when you scale up, it gets a bit more
Iffy.
Like opinion based. I can't think of the word.
Okay.
Yeah, it's more just like regular art, but blocky when you do it on a bigger scale.
Yeah.
Like you can artistically you can change things, whereas on a smaller scale there's a lot less to fuck around with. You're dealing with colours more than anything.
Yeah.
It's on a small scale, but I'm trying to increase the scale that I'm going for to try and treat myself.
No, fair enough. So how long did they take you?
The tree, I want to say like 3 or 4 hours. Not constant, but me just sat here having a doodle, trying something, not liking it, going over it, doing it again. Yeah, it's the whole reason I got it was to do art on, because I've got a graphics tablet over there that plugs into the PC, but it's got no screen on it.
Yeah.
So you just have to hover and it moves the cursor around and you click down to actually do it. And it works great. But being able to actually see what I'm drawing, there's a benefit there. And this tablet came with a pen, which is nice.
Okay.
It's the idea of it. It's the Samsung Galaxy Tab S7, and I really like it, actually. I like it a lot. when I ordered it, I ordered like the cheapest base model. It has Wi-Fi, it has 128 gig on it, and I was like, yeah, that'll do me. And then I was looking at the bigger one, but it was like an extra 200 quid just for an extra inch. I think it wasn't even an extra inch; it was like 7.7 of an inch bigger.
Yeah.
But no, it's a high resolution, which I like, and it can do this where I've got like an additional screen over here, and this has got the voice levels on it, so I can tell that my microphone is working this week.
Okay. Oh, that's interesting. Sorry, my bloody dad's pestering me about the family quiz.
He's asking for help.
He's like, are you doing the family quiz? I'm like, no, you know I'm doing the podcast. I told you yesterday.
Noblet.
Noblet. Fucking Noblet.
Have you ever been to Noblets, Chippy?
No.
It's alright. I've been there like a couple of times. When the plunger was closing, when we were cleaning everything down, the bosses came down like, do you want anything from the Chippy? And I was like, no, I'm too poor, you don't pay me enough. And they said, oh, well, we're buying. I was like, oh, yes then. Meat, potato pie, chips and gravy, thank you.
Thank you very much. Yeah, so he knows I'm not doing the podcast because I spoke to him yesterday and said, I'm doing the podcast tomorrow. We'll have to get you on at some point so you can ramble because he's always got fucking rambling about shit. And he had a 20-minute, because I mentioned him coming on the podcast, he had a 20-minute ramble yesterday about fucking loose women.
That's a very bored retired man, isn't he?
He is. He's like, fucking loose women, fucking shit. It's absolute shit. I don't get it. It's just like D-list celebrities that have got opinions about like COVID and stuff. I'm like, right? What's the issue? He's like, but the D-list celebrities. I'm like, right?
Well, father, you're not a celebrity having shitty opinions about a TV show, so...
Yeah. I'm like, well, I'd rather someone that's kind of talented and had some sort of career in music or whatever. I'd rather listen to them than just somebody that's been on Love Island because they're good looking.
Yeah.
Which is like the majority of what's on TV right now. Like, right. Well, what about Gogglebox then? I'm like, what about Gogglebox? He's like, well, they're talentless and they're nobodies. They're just nobodies, and that's rubbish. I'm like, yeah, but I don't watch Gogglebox. Why are you ranting to me about Gogglebox? I don't watch it. It's shit.
Yeah, but
but it's shit.
Just want to be angry.
He just whinges a lot. I think. He hasn't got any patience left for
How long until
nonsense
he gets
bullshit.
into politics?
Not very long.
Is he already into politics?
I refuse to talk to him about. Well, I don't really talk to him about politics. I imagine that he voted for the Tories.
Oh, terrible.
It's that sort of demographic.
Oh.
Just old white person that's got a bit of money.
Oh, he's got money. There we go. There it is.
Old white person, a little bit of money. So, yeah, he's definitely voted for the Tories. They'll keep us all in a job. I'm like,
Yeah.
alright, okay. If you say so, Dad.
Until the 30 hours for childcare scheme just gets scrapped and you're out of a job.
I don't know, because I don't do the 30 hours.
I thought you still did. I thought that was you still did a bit.
For like half an hour a day. Yeah, just for half an hour. I do the tax-free, I do the 30 hours. Jesus Christ. Help to save. I do the helping of the save.
For nearly 3 years and I know more about it. Over 3 years. Fucking hell.
Have I worked there for over 3 years?
You've worked there for like 4, close to getting on to 5. Because when did we start there? It'll have been summer-ish, I think. Or April-ish.
It was later than that. It was about June. It was June-ish. July-ish, because my mum had just got married.
Yes, and you lost your job right before you went on holiday.
Yeah, so thanks for that. That's fucking great. That was fantastic. Fucking sat in my room having a fucking panic attack. It's like, I can't fucking afford this.
So what did you do?
Got another job. I just had to go on holiday. Just spent the whole holiday. Didn't tell my mum at all that I got sacked. Luckily, I got a job fairly quickly.
Yeah, I was the
afterwards.
same.
I think you got sacked like a week after me as well, didn't you?
I swear it was longer than that. I'm sure it was longer than that.
It was.
You went on holiday for how long?
A week. Yeah, I only went for a week. Might have been 2.
Yeah, because I think I might have been jobless for like 2-3 weeks at most. It wasn't that long. I looked out that Steph like emailed them for me.
Yeah, she did same for me as well.
Yeah, no, it was very lucky because I'd sent a lot of emails out and heard nothing back for like a week and a half.
Yeah.
And I told my housemate I'd gone on job seekers and I hadn't. Because I was that committed to getting a job I didn't want. But I just couldn't be asked going out the house.
Yeah. And then I think I was on job seekers. I know it wasn't that long in between jobs because I signed up for job seekers and then I never got it.
Oh, nice, yeah. I remember before I got the HGS one, I was on job seekers like quite a while. And they kept paying me for like a month and a half. Like, I went into work one day and I was absolutely starving. I was like, oh, I could smash a Greggs before I go into work because I'm really hungry. Checked my bank balance, there was like 300 quid in there. I was like, ooh, nice one. Winner, winner, I can afford a Greggs. And then I rang the job centre. I was like, hey, can you stop paying me because I'm not paying you back?
Yeah.
This is a you problem. If you continue to pay me, it's your own fault.
Yeah.
They're like, yeah, no, we'll get it stopped. And then they paid me again and again. Then it stopped.
Yeah. It's got to the point where at work now the going for like the COVID tests and stuff. But it's in town, like I told you last week.
Yeah.
So 2 weeks in advance now, I've just walked back to work and got a Greggs outlet. Went back to work. Yeah. It's been great. Because Greggs has just gone on Just Eat.
It has.
So.
And they normally deliver within like 15 minutes as well.
Yeah, well, it's all pretty much made anyway, isn't it?
Yeah. It's just butties and stuff that they need to assemble, but even then, everything's cooked off. The only thing I ever worry about is them not like updating the app quick enough and me ordering something they don't have. Because that'd annoy me.
Yeah, I suppose.
Have you ever been into Greggs and you've been behind someone and you can see there's only like 2 of the pasty that you want and the fucker in front of you takes both? And it's like the last thing they ask for. So like you're stood in there waiting and they go, oh, you're going to get like 2 chicken bakes and sausage roll. And you're like, yes, get in, I've gotten away with it. And then they go, oh, yeah, and a steak bake.
I always get the sausage, cheese and beans melts.
No, it's not for me. No,
it is for me.
I once went into Greggs and I was like, yeah, can I get a chicken bake? And I wasn't paying attention, took a bite into it, and I was like, it's not what I asked for. Spat it out. I was like, can I have what I ordered, please? Because this is a sausage, bean and cheese, and I wanted a chicken bake. And she was like, oh, yeah, really sorry about that. Gave me another one. And I showed her, and I was like, this is a cheese and onion pasty. Can I pay for another chicken bake? Because this is ridiculous. Give me what I ordered. Because I don't like either of them. Chucked it in the bin.
Jesus Christ.
I know. Every now and again, like, someone will give me one, and, like, they'll pick up the wrong one, I'll watch them pick it up, and but I can't just accuse them right then and there.
Yeah.
So I have to, like, step out, pop it open, go back, like, wrong one. Can I have the one I want?
Give me what I want.
Give me their pasty.
Right, science and shit. Let's have a look into science and shit. Yeah, not much going on in science, apparently. New scientists can detect signs of worker burnout in human sweat. So apparently if you're sweating, they can go, oh yeah, you burnt out, yeah. That's nice. Did I send you the videos of the SpaceX? Because I can't remember what the ships are called. Big silver dildo-looking ones. And they do what's called like a belly flop test, So they've got these engines on called Raptor engines, and these particular models have 3 of these massive engines on, and they basically they've done a few static tests, which is they don't actually move the rockets; they just simulate setting off, and then not actually set off. It's like a massive explosion. Looks really cool. But the test that they've been doing recently is they set the rockets off and they go up so high, and it's called a belly flop landing. So they go up so far, and then it just like kind of belly flops down. And because they've used in the same technology as the other ones, the spaceships are supposed to land themselves.
Yeah.
And the belly flops so far down, and then one of the engines kicks back in again and kind of brings it back level. But unless it does it absolutely perfectly, the thing just falls over and fucking blows
So I
up.
suppose it's kind of like, so it goes up, it's coming down, and an engine on the top of it will just essentially like knocking it. I suppose get in frame. So like knocking it on a table just to straighten it.
Yeah,
Like,
pretty much, yeah. So it starts off coming down like that, and then one of the engines here kicks in, and as it's coming down, it flips back down, and so it can land properly.
smart.
And they've done it quite a few times with the smaller rockets that they have, but with these bigger ones,
It can't be because there's VTOL planes, vertical takeoff,
yeah,
which are planes with like jets that point down. That the jets just turn to face down. They go,
yeah.
and then the engines like start turning. It goes forwards and sets off.
The Americans have quite a few of them, like the F-16s.
Oh fuck no!
We've got a few of them. I ain't know that because Joe Rogan again.
Yeah. All right. So we've had Eddie. We've had Joe Rogan. Elon Musk talking about him as well.
Yeah. Bingo. Yeah, the guy that he's had on recently, I think he was called Smith. He's a judge in the UFC, but before that, he was a fighter pilot. So we were talking to him about that, being in flying all these like fighter pilots and stuff, and getting, like, oh yeah, they get up to like 9G and stuff, and like, yeah, he said there's like a certain technique that they use where so they don't pass out at high G.
I watched this must have been like 15 years ago, maybe a bit less than that, maybe like 7 or 8 years ago. But I was watching a TV show that was specifically based around how science has been influenced by animals and stuff, like crash helmets that are designed off of a woodpecker's skull.
Yeah,
Because a woodpecker pecking into some wood, its head should rattle itself to death really fucking quick, but it doesn't. So they designed crash helmets based on a woodpecker's skull. But similarly, giraffes.
Yep.
Their necks are so long that when they tip their heads down to drink some water, their head should explode with the amount of blood that rushes down, because all of a sudden, point this way, blood just rushes down. However, when they tip their heads down, all the muscles in their necks contract against the blood vessels to stop the blood travelling down into the head and making their heads explode. Okay. So they make fighter pilot suits that have little like water tubes all the way through it, and when they do a big when they take off or go up really, really quickly, it all inflates. So it squeezes blood out of the rest of your body and keeps it in your head so you can keep thinking, and it doesn't knock you out.
Oh, fair enough. You know, with woodpeckers, do you know how they stop themselves from being brain dead?
Go on.
They use the tongue, and the tongue, instead of being in the beak, goes up and into the skull and wraps itself around the brain.
Oh, that's disgusting, but cool.
Yeah, wraps itself around the brain to as like almost like a cushion to stop its brain rattling around and destroying itself.
Smart.
From what I believe, from what I can remember, I'm fairly certain I read that somewhere.
Also, you know how planes, the tips of the wings like curl up like that?
Yep.
That is to avoid drag, and they learnt that from like falcons.
Okay.
Falcons, they have like a couple of feathers on the end of their wings that go like that to help with drag.
I imagine a lot of this stuff, like, we just kind of look at evolution and go,
You when you're
that
designing
works.
something to do something, you find anything else that already does it, and go, all right, that works. Fuck it.
Yeah. But yeah, they're saying like one of the things that they do to stop passing out when they're making short turns is they just like breathe in and kind of tense up, and that helps just like
That
not pass
probably
out.
does the same thing, like breathing in deeply, like your chest is more compacted,
Yeah,
and tensing up, it's just pushing all the blood other places. So yeah, it's a similar thing, I guess.
yeah. Because he was saying when you're going like that fast and you get into like 7, 8 Gs, so if you pass out, you could pass out for like a minute,
Ooh,
which is obviously
not ideal.
not ideal if you're in a plane. I imagine that it's easy to crash.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, there's that guy that I mentioned on TikTok. He talks a lot about like SpaceX and stuff, and that's kind of how I keep updated with that. And yeah, science, bitch. I should really know more about science because I'm like my retention is awful. Like I can't. Oh, that reminds actually retention. I don't know why my brain connected the two. Mark Bezos has stepped down from Amazon, hasn't
I heard.
he? Yeah, so I think he's still got. I think he's still going to be on the board.
Yeah.
But he's obviously not going to be involved in like the day-to-day running of Amazon and stuff, and that's just so he can concentrate on his company Blue Origin.
What does that do?
It's very similar to SpaceX.
Oh, okay.
So it's like another space thing, but where Elon Musk wants to take us to Mars, so we can kind of like live on Mars and stuff. He wants to build these big fucking things that just like float in space.
It's not a bad idea. It's a very expensive idea, but not a bad idea.
Yeah,
Like sending, like eventually, because there's only so many precious metals and iron and whatever. Because no, the Earth is very rich with iron, supposedly, but mostly asteroids are mostly made of iron and other like fairly common metals. So sending ships out into space for
yeah,
like the Saturn's rings are just mostly iron and other very usable metals.
yeah.
Like it'd take a long time to get there, but sending ships out to just mine asteroids and ship them back. It's...
So I didn't realize until recently, because I was reading up about it, that like things like diamonds aren't that rare.
Yeah, no, diamonds are very, very common. It's just that the three companies that own all the diamond mines all get together and agree how many to release a year.
Yeah, I didn't realize that until recently.
Yeah, no, diamonds, it's just carbon. Carbon under a shit ton of pressure. There's a lot of carbon. There's a lot of pressure down there.
Yeah, so I imagine that there's a lot of diamonds.
Oh yeah. But you can make diamonds now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I heard that.
I was again back when I was into science and I like moderately I kept up with essentially what was on Discovery Channel. That was my extent.
Yeah,
I watched a video that was showing people creating diamonds, but depending if you pump in different gases into the environment of where the diamond is being formed, it gains different properties. So they were talking about how, say you had a computer that required enough cables that were like the full strength of a stretch of a train, like the cables were that long. If you were using diamond instead, it transmits electricity quicker, and it does not have to be nearly as long. Like you can shrink stuff down massively.
yeah.
So that was really interesting.
So it's like the same with gold. That electricity travels a lot quicker with gold, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And like fiber optic cables and stuff, just sending light instead of trying to pass it through.
Yeah, but if you're not only transmitting information but
Yeah.
energy as well, fiber optic.
Because this is when I were back at college. I don't know what they've done with like the kind of technology and stuff, but there was a video that we watched when I were at college. So this is like 10 years ago now. and what they were saying is, you know, like LED lights. They're going to have your Wi-Fi fitted into the LED lights.
Yeah.
So obviously, the way that we connect to the internet now, the spectrum's only very, very small. Where obviously the light spectrum's a lot bigger. So your internet will be a lot quicker. So sending it through light waves.
Well, there's an interesting thing. Like, sounds stupid, sounds fucking ridiculous, but you can get Wi-Fi transfer things. Say if you live in a house that has shitty Wi-Fi, like a lot of places. A lot of these, like me and you, live in older houses, really thick brick walls. Wi-Fi isn't the best. Luckily, ours is pretty solid, and my PC's wired anyway, so that's one less thing on the Wi-Fi to drag it down. You can get plugs that you plug into the wall, and you plug
the
cable into that, and then you plug the other plug into any other plug socket that is on the same power
circuit,
and it blasts your internet through the power.
Yeah, my dad did that a few years ago. You know, with like the Sky Q boxes that you can get like 2 or 3 round your house and stuff. That's what he did, because he lives in an old house, and they've got an extension on the side. But the extension on the side, the middle wall, is
external brick wall.
Yeah, it's like an external wall that they've made and that is just covered up and stuff. So yeah, that's all he did, and it works fine.
It's never going to be as good as a wired connection, but it is dramatically more reliable than I felt. In the fighting game community, there's a whole thing about Wi-Fi. Because it's not about how fast it is, because you can get very fast Wi-Fi. My Wi-Fi is really decent. It's the consistency that is the issue.
Yeah.
Like, if you're putting an input,
it's
called packet loss. It's like individual inputs that are lost. And things that just don't, like, on your screen you've done something, on their screen it didn't get transmitted. Because it just so happens that the moment you did that thing, it didn't get sent over. So then on the next thing that gets sent over to update it, you've missed a few frames, but now it's happening like a few frames late. And in fighting games, that's a massive thing.
Yeah.
So there's the game Skullgirls.
Okay.
It's a fighting game. It's on mobile. It's on PC. It's on fucking everything. They have a thing so you can see, the person you're fighting against is on Wi-Fi. Do you want to just not fight them? Do you want to just not? In your settings, you can turn off Wi-Fi players. Because it's a whole thing. Like,
Fair play. But I know, like, a family friend, they've just moved into a new build. And the way that they're making the new builds now is that the internet's very expensive, but you can get, like, you know, like the
fibre optic cable right up to your house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he was saying that they were looking at getting the update, like the faster speeds. I think he said it was like a gig a second or a few gig a second.
Yep.
But because it's not that well used in the UK yet, because there's not enough new builds, it was like £300 a month.
Yep.
Like, I suppose if you've got the money and you use the internet a lot, it's worth it.
If it's especially like if you say business, that is. Because I watch Linus Tech Tips on YouTube. If you're into computer stuff, he's great.
Yeah.
Because he goes into, this is the high. He goes, no matter the cost, this is the highest end you can go. Here's the peak of existence right now, and he's got because networking isn't just internet. People get a bit confused and think, networking that's your internet hole. That's where the internet goes. You can plug that into a server, so you can be accessing a server at high speed. So like, there's like 10 gigabit networking that you're never going to be able to use the internet on unless you live right next to your internet provider.
Yeah.
Because like your PC can only go so fast, but there's like 100 gigabit internet, but it's not internet. It's not internet. It's networking. But he uses it for his editors. He's recently just done up one of his servers where just all the video footage gets put on, and then he has like 6 editors that all edit from the same server. He's just done it up so it is all solid state drives.
Bloody hell.
Yep.
Well, there's like a new type of solid state. Well, not new type of solid state. I was talking to Barry from work. He was saying that there's a new, like the new version of it is, instead of having your solid state like in your case and then it wired into the motherboard, there's just like a plug, and you plug it straight into the motherboard. So there's no wire in between.
Yeah, M.2 drives. That's what they are.
There you go.
Yeah, no, that's the drives that he has in his. They are like, I think he got 2 terabyte M.2 drives, and he got the older generation of them because he was like, we could have gotten the next ones, but PCs aren't fast enough to use them, so there's no point.
Yeah.
Also because it's on a network anyway. They're essentially PCIe cards that you just slot these M.2 drives into.
Yeah.
It's really cool. It's something that, like, in long term end game level, I've saved up money to do it. I would have a couple of like PCs in server trays in a single room in the house.
Yeah.
And then have lightning cables.
Yeah.
2 different monitors and keyboards, so I could have, like, because you can partition a PC into 2 different PCs, whack 2 graphics cards in there. As long as the CPU's decent enough, you can run 2 PCs off of 1 PC, just virtualize it.
Yeah.
So I could have a decent one for in here. Because ideally, I want a garage, because me and Beckett are getting light guns, so we can play House of the Dead and stuff.
Yeah.
Like on the old arcade, you can buy House of the Dead, but there's like 1 light gun control that you can buy, and we're going to get it. Ideally, I'd have that in a garage when we buy a house. Have it in the garage, sofa, big shitty TV, like just 72-inch, not smart TV, not anything, just like 1080p dog shit one.
Yeah.
But further back, so we can play the fun light gun game. But if we have the servers in a rack, it means I'm not going to have a PC in every room. It's just spend a bit more, have a couple in the attic, just self-cooled up there, and just have longer cables going to anywhere I need, and have a USB hub wherever.
Yeah.
But that's like end game level nonsense.
Nice. So, you're not a million miles off avoiding buying out, are you?
Probably a few more years.
Yeah.
Yeah, a few more years, depending on what we want to get, because we also need to see a mortgage advisor to see how much we can get, because currently I'm earning like nothing.
Yeah, it's probably not the best time right now anyway with lockdown and stuff.
No, currently I'm earning like at best 350 quid every 2 weeks.
Yeah. Which isn't great, is it, to be
No.
fair? In a way, I'm glad that I'm still going to work, but in other ways, I'm like, I would like to work from home.
Yeah. I'd love to work from home. I'd be very, very happy in a job where I could work from home. Like my brother's job, I'd happily do that.
Yeah.
Because it's just being able to like go get something to eat whenever and not be surrounded by other people. I enjoyed going to work when I was there because I liked the people I worked with.
Yeah.
But if I was on a team that I just didn't get on with, I'd be miserable.
Yeah. It's like where I work. It's not a job that anybody necessarily ever dreams of doing.
No.
No one ever goes, when I grow up, I'm going to work in a call centre, me, because that's my dream job.
Yeah, no.
The only thing that kind of makes it bearable is the fact that I work with lunatics.
Yeah, no.
Make it entertaining on a daily basis.
Retail and call centres, it's everything is based on who you're working with.
Yeah. If you work with lunatics that you can get a few stories out of every week, you're on to a winner. So, yeah, science and shit.
Science and shit.
We've done okay with the science.
We have done.
Yeah, there's no more real updates in the sciencey stuff, the sciencey news.
Have you ever heard of a fecal transplant?
The fuck is a fecal
transplant?
transplant?
Yeah, it's an actual. This is old news. They've been doing it for decades. Essentially, for example, say your brother.
Yeah.
He could get an illness that you might not, because say your mum had your brother when she was 30, just for example, ignore actual numbers. Say your mum had your brother when she was 30,
Yeah.
and then 5 years later, she gets sick with some kind of bug and she gets over it.
Yep.
Then she gives you birth to you, like a couple of years later. You have those antibodies because you were born after that fact.
Okay.
So you were transferred, oh, you're now immune to that, or at least semi-immune, because she had it.
Yeah.
Your brother isn't, so your brother is susceptible to that illness.
Okay.
Certain illnesses are really bad, and to help with that, they will ask your mum to shit in a cup, and they will take some of that shit and shove it up your brother's arsehole. Because that will transfer the antibodies into him.
So we're just constantly shitting out antibodies.
Yeah. And because of this, recently, like, some people just generally aren't susceptible to certain cancer treatments. It doesn't work for them. Their body doesn't work on it. They found that using, like, somebody who is susceptible to it and using their feces as a fecal transplant, it can make people who weren't previously, like, susceptible to it able to be helped by these cancer treatments.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's good.
it is.
Because one of the treatments that I learned, cancer treatments that I learned about years ago, this was like maybe the second job that I ever had. One of the guys was telling me that his wife's best friend had found out that she got cancer. I can't remember what the treatment's called, but basically, they just absolutely blast you with vitamin D, just to kind of help your immune system, and that is basically the whole treatment.
Yeah, most cancer treatment is, hi, we're gonna blast you with something that's slowly going to kill you, and we're gonna hope the cancer dies first. At which point we stop.
Yeah, well, that's the whole point in this treatment. That it's like a vitamin D.
Yeah.
It's like just your immune system just goes into like hyperdrive for a few months.
Yeah, so it can
Fight
it'll
off.
probably start fighting your own body, but hopefully it kills off the.
Yeah, which were interesting. So what I texted you about this week was, the question was, if you could, if ethics weren't an issue and money weren't an issue, what scientific tests would you do?
Yeah, I want your answer first because I'm not.
I feel like there's so many that you could do. I think first off, you've got to have like a Truman Show type thing.
Yeah.
But you've got to have a few of them with different things. Like, for example, having a group of kids or a few babies or whatever, and they kind of grow up, and just religion isn't mentioned to them at all.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
There'd be a few of those that I'd do. Things like that. Just like, don't mention God at all, religion, nothing.
Interesting thing that I actually realised, like, slightly off topic, but some guy was TikTok was like, hey, my kid like is growing up and we haven't been able to socialise properly in over a year now. He's not good with people. Like, this kid just assumed that babe was something you could call anyone, because that's what his mum and dad call each other. Like, oh, hey babe, can you get me a coffee or whatever? So this kid just assumes that's fine. There's going to be an entire, like, couple of years of kids that their formative years have been spent in lockdown, and they're not going to be nearly as sociable as, like, your average kid would, because they're not going to school every day. They've missed out on a whole lot of social interaction.
Yeah.
I think families are probably going to be a little tighter knit for a few years, even after, like, lockdown and coronavirus is passed. I think families are going to be a little closer than they would have been otherwise.
Yeah.
In the older kids, like in teenagers, they'll probably go the other way a little bit.
Yeah.
I think teenagers who are currently in lockdown, like especially like the 13 to 15-year-old range, I think they'll probably just despise family members a little bit more. But I think the kids nowadays, they won't know how to socialize with other people nearly as much.
Yeah.
So going back into school, it will be difficult for teachers to get kids to like interact nearly as well as they normally would. I could be wrong. Kids could just bounce back super easy.
Well, it's one of them, isn't it? Like, yeah, it's definitely a strange one. Because you think, well, they might be learning, but they've been homeschooled, and then they're going to be like me because my brother works in football. He's not spent as much time at home with the kids
Yeah.
as his fiance. So it'd be interesting to see if they're a lot closer to my sister-in-law than they are him now. But I think it's nice that he still gets that thing of he goes to work in the morning, comes home, and then like the kids are dead excited for when he gets home.
Yeah.
That's always nice. So what's your experiment?
Sounds bad because it's a Hitler thing.
Jesus
Obviously.
Christ! That's never what you
No,
want
right.
your sentence to start with.
Eugenics is bad because Hitler did it. That's the sentence. That's essentially like you cannot ban people from having kids. That's just not how it works. As much as people want to do it, you can't just ban someone from having a kid because they're a moron. Morons have more kids. That's the reason everyone's an idiot. However, if say for example, okay, we're going to take your egg and your sperm, or like you've already gotten pregnant.
Yeah.
We're going to stab you with this needle and it's going to get rid of, I don't want to say imperfections, but essentially that. So,
Yeah.
Your kid would have had a heart defect. Boom, we can solve that.
There are certain people out there that with like genetic defects that they go, right, because you've got this gene, you're probably gonna die of Alzheimer's.
Yeah.
That's gonna be the thing that kills you.
Yeah.
And I think I actually possibly might have that gene actually because my nan's got dementia, so I probably should go and get tested for that.
Yeah, maybe.
So you'd just be funding genetic research.
Yeah, because like, just for the betterment of the future, you go, all right, that's not a thing anymore. Because honestly, if just for 20 years you act like some government actually went, all right, you can have kids, you can't, you can't, you can't, you can't, you can, you can. A lot of diseases would just be deleted. A lot of things would be gotten rid of, but you can't dictate who can and can't have children because it's not ethical. But we're not talking about ethics right now.
I'd love to start up just have my own country.
Island.
Yeah, just have my own country. Because the whole, like, oh, well, they kind of, that'd be a thing, that'd definitely be a thing of, you've got to take some sort of fucking test. You've got to you've got to earn this much, you've got to stay below all that bollocks before you can even think about having fucking kids.
Yeah. Oh.
I do like, especially because we live near Plungy Road. The amount of people that I'm like, I walk down there and think, who's allowed you to have kids?
Hmm.
You should not be replicating any of this, any of it.
Get out of the gene pool. We don't want you.
Get out of the gene pool. We don't want
Get
you
in
in
it,
the
get out.
league. Yeah, definitely the Truman Show. Let's see if we never mention religion to them. Because I definitely think if we had like a group of people, even if it's like 5 or 10 kids that grow up and until the age of say 21 know nothing of religion, and then we go, right, this is all the information on religion, we're going to teach you all about it, they would definitely go, well, this is fucking ridiculous. Why do fucking people believe in this? This is very, very cultish.
Because, I'm anti-religion to an extent. I'm anti-theism, should I say. So specifically, because there's a really good documentary called Hail Satan, ? And it's about Satanism and how Satanists, or at least those under the Satanic Temple, are just trolling Christians and the government because if Christians are allowed to do it, so are we. We're a valid religion. Fuck you. If you want to put up your statue, we'll put up ours. That's how this country works.
Yeah.
That's their entire premise. It's, oh, you want a Ten Commandments statue? Nice. All right, we'll pop Baphomet up then.
For fuck's sake.
That's what the documentary is about. It's about this legal fight. I think it's Alabama, That they
Yeah.
put up a Ten Commandments statue, and they were like, "Hey, no, you can't do that." And they went, "Oh, no, we've got them everywhere. Yeah, we'll do it." No, you're putting it up in City Hall. You can't do that. That is not separating the state from religion. That is literally against the rules. And so they were like, "Okay, statue, whack it up, go on."
We'll put ours up.
Also, the entire religion is based on trolling. It's like, okay, anyone can lead a state prayer in the City Hall. We want to do it.
Jesus.
Actively not Jesus, that's the point.
Wasn't there a meme of a guy that were like a Satanist? I can't remember what it was called, but he had like a daft accent and stuff and started trolling
The guy with
people.
the hat.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think
no,
so,
he does that. That's what he does. He has a TikTok account now.
Does he?
He does, yeah.
I'm fairly like I remember him because I'm fairly certain he was on like the news and stuff as well.
Yeah, he's been on a few news ones. Like there was one of him coming out of a comic book store, and they were like, "Oh, hey, what did you get?" It was like, it's called this. It's about a brother and sister. She goes, "Oh, what do they do? What do they do?" They fuck.
For fuck's sake. But yeah, that's basically all Sabrina the Teenage Witch is about. Just Satanism. Right, gee, how's this? I wonder how this. I actually wonder how that's gone down in America because there's like in England there's not really that many religious nuts, unless there's the occasional terrorist attack. There's not any massive. You don't really encounter anybody that's like really religious, like ridiculously.
Because worldwide, apparently, still only like 15% of the population are atheist.
I think it's Sweden. The vast majority of the people in Sweden are atheists. Because I was considering moving there at one point. I'm like, that's the place for me.
Yeah, no, there's it's something like 15% of people don't believe in a god. The rest do to at least some extent, and I think that's. I'd like to know the UK rate. Wait, I'll Google it.
I think it's like some ridiculous. Like it's over 50% of Americans believe in angels.
Yeah.
But it's less than 50% of them. It's like 45% of Americans have passports, so that's probably a good thing.
Okay, 2004 survey, 39% of the UK is atheist.
I would say that
0% of Nigeria is atheist. So it must be sub 1%, I guess.
Yeah.
39% of the UK. The average is 17% across the world, across the globe.
Okay. So we're a lot higher than other countries, then, aren't we, really? I didn't realise until recently, so this sounds very cultish, that, like, in America, at the beginning of the school day, they have to, I think it's like, they have to sing, like, the fucking national anthem and stuff.
No problem. I don't think they do it in every school, but it is a thing in some.
That is so cultish. Very cultish.
There was a whole thing about it. It was in the documentary that up until the 70s in America, Christianity was going downhill. Like a lot less people interested.
Yeah.
Because you had like the whole hippie movement and it wasn't really a Christian thing.
Yeah.
And then come the 70s, it was only, I think, when Reagan got into office that Reagan started pushing Christianity. It was during like the Cold War and stuff.
Yeah.
It was like, oh yeah, in God we trust, we need to band together as a Christian community, blah, blah, blah. A lot more people got back into it. That's where it kind of like kicked off, and like people banding together, communities feeling safe in your own community because there's the Soviets over there and they're the bad ones. So it wasn't until like the 70s that it started picking up again. I imagine, honestly, kind of now it's probably peaked and it's on its way down again.
We can hope, as atheists. But
if being religious actually made you a better person, I wouldn't be against it. But it doesn't. It gives you a self-righteous sense of being better than others.
I'm not even 100% sure that England's a Christianist. Like the Christianity is so low in England. I don't know very many
We
Christians.
live in a city, and you pretty much always lived in a city. You lived in Blackburn, and now you live in Preston. So it's villages, it's little small communities, it's little towns. That's where it's like in America. I'd say most cities like New York and LA and stuff, that's probably the majority people there are atheist and thus voted Democrat because that tends to be how people lean. But it's basically any big city in America voted Democrat. Every little town and backwater shithole and just smaller places, they all voted Trump because that's how they vote. Because they are tight-knit communities that go to church and talk to each other, and they all share the same views.
Yeah, I suppose. I suppose like the only state that's like massively like Christian is Texas.
Yeah, no. Because it's built like Texas City is really widespread, so you get communities within it.
Yeah.
Whereas New York is too tightly packed for you to really have everyone's an individual there. Like you have communities, but they're fairly widespread. Whereas if you live in a town that only has 200 people, you're going to know those 200 people.
Yeah.
Whereas if you live in New York, you will probably know 200 people spread out. You're going to be able to get to know people who you feel closer to and you pick to be within your life, rather than the 200 people in your town that you have to know because you live with 200 people.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, that's true. But yeah, I think most religions are on the way out. Even even in like Saudi Arabia and stuff. Like I know it's still Islam and stuff is still a massive thing over there, but even I think they're starting to relax things more and more now.
China's a weird one because China, when they kicked out Japan, they passed a lot of laws based around self-expression.
Yeah.
It's like Taiwan and Hong Kong, I think, is where it happened more, but I could be wrong. They passed a lot of laws about self-expression because Japan came and was like, this religion, this one. Then when they got booted out, China was like, okay, whatever religion you want, fuck it. So there's a shitload of cults in China. A shitload.
Except for Islam. They don't like the Islam over there.
Yeah, they probably don't. They don't like Muslims. And they put them in concentration camps, so...
Yep.
The religion probably isn't great for them. But yeah, there's a shitload of cults in China, and China does nothing about it because it's self-expression. You can practice whatever you want.
Yeah. But even within like Christianity and stuff, it's still not great. Especially in America. They've got like I don't know what the actual correct term is for them. Gay camps.
Oh yeah, pray the gay away camps, yeah.
Yeah, pray away the gay camps. That just doesn't work.
No. Conversion therapy. That's it. It's conversion therapy.
Jesus. They need Jesus.
Yep. Yes, let's put all of the gay children, like gay teenagers, in the same place, and that'll surely stop them being gay.
Yeah, the fact that they haven't figured out that they can't get rid of the gayness.
Yeah, no, no.
I can't believe it was like... It was fairly recent that it was illegal to be gay over in England. It wasn't that long ago. I'll have to Google it. But I'm sure it was only in like the 70s or something that it became legal.
Yeah, I don't know what the specific laws were because I don't know how you stop someone being gay.
You weren't all like sex with other men and stuff.
Yeah. Up until I think it was the 90s, the age of consent for gay men was 21. Yeah. I only learned that because I watched Pride the other day, and that's a good film.
Let's have a look. So I was telling you before that I've... Oh, right. So the Sexual Offence Act 1967 is an act of Parliament in the UK. It legalised homosexuality. So it was like the very late 60s, 67.
Christ.
Before that, it was illegal to be a homosexual. If you was a man, you were allowed to be a homosexual. If you was a woman,
Yeah. Right.
women were allowed to have sex with each other, just not men. Yeah, it's. So they were consensual. So the full statement on here is the Sexual Offence Act 1967 is an act of Parliament in the United Kingdom. It legalised homosexuals on the condition that they were consensual in private and between two men had attained the age of 21.
Yep. Had to be 21. Ridiculous.
Yeah, well, I think we talked about it like was it last week when we were talking about like you could have a gun at like 18 but not drink until you're 21 in America. That's another ridiculous one.
Which, in that orientation, like, I like to not exactly play devil's advocate, but I like to figure out why people are thinking a certain way. It comes from working on the phones. It was like, why are you being an idiot?
Yeah,
Just trying to figure out why someone's stupid. I can kind of get it. Like, let's just say over here, let's just take the numbers down and say, okay, you can drink from 18. We will allow you to have a gun from the age of 16. Because between those years, you can learn gun safety and the respect for a firearm.
Yeah.
Without ever having to have had a drink.
Yep.
And then you can learn to drink and respect drinking, but you've already got all the gun safety, so you know not to fuck around with a gun when you're. I can kind of understand it. Like, it's a stretch, but I can put 6 and 7 together and somehow get 4. Can get there.
Yeah, it's surely that should be common sense though. I've had a drink. I'm not going to fuck about with that because I've had a drink, or I'm not going to fuck about with that at all because it shouldn't be something that you fuck about with.
Yeah.
I'll have to Google it, but I shouldn't laugh. It's really bad. So the amount of homicides in America by toddlers is ridiculous.
Oh, yeah,
just because they pick up a gun and like shoot the parent.
Yeah, there was a 10-year-old girl who killed a guy a few years ago because her parents took her to go learn how to fire a gun and she shot him dead with a assault rifle, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it's not great.
No.
But yeah, I've always wondered where this whole like at 16 you can do this, at 18 you can do this, at 21 you can do the other, at 35 you can do everything. Because scientifically, your brain doesn't stop developing until you're 25.
It's to a certain extent, it's life experience. Like,
It's one of your cortexes doesn't finish developing until you're 25.
But again, playing like dumb bitch. If it's that part of your brain that doesn't finish developing, it's probably better that you have certain experiences before that, so you have a frame of reference for other things.
Yeah, because the laws over here for drinking are vastly different to America. You can drink at a very young age over here legally.
Yeah, it's like 13 or 11 or something with a meal in a pub.
Yeah.
And even then, it's just that you're not allowed to buy it. You can drink whatever.
Yeah, I think your parent has to buy it or something, or pay for it, or order it.
Yeah.
Some sort of rubbish. Not that anybody at the age of 11 or 13 are going to enjoy the taste of wine.
But I only just about enjoy it now. And I have to have had one before I enjoy the second one.
Yeah, I'm like that with red wine.
Yeah.
Like, when I go over to my mum's and stuff, they'll have like a couple of glasses of red wine with me. Like, oh, do you want one? I'm like, no, don't waste it on me. I'm not going to enjoy the first one. It's going to be the second one that I enjoy, and we're only having 2. I might as well just stick with the cider that I'm drinking.
Yeah.
But you've only just got into eating cheese.
Yeah, I had nachos the other day, and it was a red cheddar and mozzarella blend that I got from the co-op.
Not your cheese.
No, it was my cheese. I bought it.
No, it was Becca's.
No, I bought it.
Please say that she came up thinking of some cheese. Like, not your cheese.
No, I didn't.
No, because you don't
No, 'cause
like.
I had it for lunch. She had it for tea. There was never any overlap. There's no cheesy overlap. Fuck you, joke.
I feel like I enjoy a terrible pun a lot more than you.
Yes, it's clear.
Science, bitch. That's fucking blinding.
Right, as soon as we've stopped talking about science, should we call it there? We're talking about cheese now. Also, I really need a piss.
Yeah, call it there. How long have we done it this week?
About an hour and a half.
Oh, yeah, that seems like the good average that we're going for these days.
What is it? Yep, hour and 26. Sorted.
Sorted. Yeah, call it there. See you later.
Bye-bye.
Bye.